Welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you my new Citizen CB5887-55H. This watch is known as a Perpetual Chrono AT. So the Perpetual standing for Perpetual Calendar and the Chrono meaning Chronograph and the AT standing for Atomic Time. This watch is feature packed and I'll cover these in a moment. The reason I went for this model is I also wanted a radio controlled feature packed sporty looking watch which wasn't oversized, and this is 43mm. Often you'll find Citizen radio controlled watches over 44mm. I also wanted something different style wise in my collection, so the black ion plated look with the blue accents seemed very appealing. The black colour is infused into the stainless steel to give the watch its look, and the mixture used is a titanium based mixture, but that's all I know. The features this watch has: firstly, it's 200 meters water resistance, but there's no screw down crown. You've got world time in 24 different time zones with this new E660 movement. I cover this movement in more detail in another video and I'll leave a link to this below. It's radio controlled, so atomic time, and you get the radio controlled functionality in more locations than the older Citizen Perpetual Chrono AT. You've got 24 different time zones pre-programmed into this watch. You need a relevant time zone to get the radio controlled functionality. This is essentially all about accuracy. Between 2 and 4 in the morning, the watch will search for a radio signal and try to connect to the relevant tower, signal allowing, and it will make the watch more accurate. As we all know, all watches lose and gain time, no matter the movement. The 4 towers Citizen use are in Europe, the towers in Germany, Japan, China, and America. The watch also has a perpetual calendar which can be set manually, and it will also be set automatically once the watch gets a radio signal. This means you'll always have the correct date of the month all the way to the year 2100, regardless of whether you get a radio signal or not in the future once it's set. The beauty of this watch is that although it sounds quite complicated, it really does just look after itself. Just make sure you've got the correct time zone selected by pulling out the crown all the way and turning it to the indicated number on the inside of the bezel, and that's it. You can even search for the radio controlled functionality on demand by using the bottom push button. First of all, take a look at the 11 o'clock baton, and above it in blue it will say no, and at 1 o'clock it will say okay. So this is to let you know if you have a radio signal. It's worth doing this before you search automatically. So press the bottom push button once, follow your second hand. As you can see, mine's gone to 11, which means no, which means where I am right now, I don't have any radio signal. But let's pretend that didn't happen, and when you press that bottom button, it went to okay instead at 1 o'clock. This means I have radio signal. I can then go to the next step, which is hold down the bottom push button until the second hand moves to 12 o'clock, which says RX above it. This means I'm now searching for the radio signal on demand. Now, the reason you may want to do this, it means you can get your radio controlled functionality wherever you are when you're out and about, because wherever you keep the watch between 2 and 4 in the morning, you may not be able to get a radio signal when it automatically searches. You know, you may have extremely thick walls in your house or something like that. The radio controlled functionality will even change the clocks backwards or forwards when you go into summertime and wintertime. It also has a chronograph and an alarm. You've got loomed hands and applied markers. And I think the blue is a really nice contrast on this black dial. The only real disappointment for me is the pressed clasp. At £499, I think this should be milled and more substantial. Let me know what you think in the comments below. More content on the way soon.